Hello, everyone. Welcome to Campus Conversations, a podcast series that's all about MDC Padron Campus. Today, we're very excited to have a couple of guests here that we'll get into a little bit more. But first of all, my name is Oscar Loinaz, and I have the honor of being the host for this series. Back to our guest, fabulous guest. This is Orly Garcia from Miami Senior High, home of the Stingarees, where she is a social studies teacher and also an exceptional student education. And also Dr. Miguel Perez. He is chairperson here at Miami-Dade College's Padron campus. And what we're going to talk about today is an amazing experience that happened here on the campus not too long ago. It was a culmination of a lot of work. And when I came in, I was so impressed by what I saw that I really wanted to share it with you all. And I want them to talk a little bit more about it. So why don't you all start a little bit by sharing who you are, what you do, you at Miami Senior and you here at Miami-Dade College, and then we'll talk about how you got into the project. So ladies first.
My name is Orly Garcia. I'm the dual enrollment coordinator and the SLA adjunct professor here at Miami-Dade Padron. I teach, again, SLS, and I'm also a social science.
What is SLS?
Oh, Aiming Students for Success. Ask me that. What is SLS? SLS, the way I explain it to the students is a bridge. It's a bridge between high school and college, and it provides the students the support, the strategies, the tools that they need in order to be able to be successful once they get to this position. A lot of our high school students tend to be a little lost sometimes, and they might not know or understand how there's a big difference between high school and college. So SLS gives them an introduction of what it is that they're going to be seeing, what are the strategies that they need to have. It gives them a toolbox that they can use to get themselves ready for the next level, for the next challenge.
Which is so important.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's extremely critical, and the project is part of that.
So tell us more about the project.
But the SLS project, the career project, a journey into the future, it came about because the students first did not know what they wanted to do. So first we'll start by part of the SLS program is we put them in the Focus 2 program from Miami-Dade College, and we have them take an aptitude test that allows them to kind of explore based on what they like, what are the careers that they can have, and it really does match what they like. So once they do that, they choose the career, and then they have to go deeper into that career, and they have to research from right after high school all the way to when they're working and they're successful at it, meaning college certifications, salaries, companies. They need to know if they need to have a master's degree, if they need to have a bachelor's degree, everything, all of the details they need to have in order to get to the point where they want to be. So it takes them through the whole process. Now, once we do that, they do a PowerPoint, they get ready, they do the whole research. It takes us a month. They work with me. Then we take it to the next level. Why? Because now we start envisioning. It's like a vision board. Mm-hmm. I not only want them to do the research, but I want them to envision themselves as if they were that. So we created a project in which we go back we call it at a high school reunion. I make them imagine that they're 38. And I tell them, now we're going to go back to high school. We're going to have a high school reunion. And you're going to come back as whatever career you chose. And you're at the top of your field. And they have to get dressed up. And they need to literally express themselves as if they were the CFO of Coca-Cola, the chief of the police department. I believe you met one of my students who wants to be a designer for movies. He came dressed up as the Mandalorian. He took it to that level. A lawyer, an attorney, a doctor. There was a lot of nurses and a lot of doctors. They come dressed up because that's what they envision themselves being. We went as far as creating name tags with their names, Dr. Garcia or Dr. Perez, the name of the students in whatever career they chose. I want them to envision it because I want them to have a passion for it and see how far they can get, not only in terms of the money or the academics, but I want them to understand that if they really want to do it, they can do it. If they put in the work, they can do it, and now they have a path if they plan.
Yeah. All right. It was very impressive. For those of you that weren't in attendance, imagine walking into a room full of round tables. Each table had about like 8 to 10 students, about 8 students. Everyone dressed up as judges, as firefighters, nurses, anesthesiologists. I mean, the gamut. And then talking about who they are and what they are. And I thought that was really interesting. You served as a judge, right?
I did. I had
And
the
and
pleasure.
and what were you doing as a judge? How did that come about?
So this was my second year actually participating as a judge. Miss Garcia, as part of my department, had approached me last year to participate with the students, and this was an opportunity for me to get to see how much their work has been throughout the semester, throughout the year, and what their next step are. So as we mentioned initially, SLS, a Student Life Skills, is going to provide a student not just a transition to the college life, but it's going to give them tools lifelong that can help them, and one of them is goal setting and planning. So I see how much they put into this project. So I had the opportunity for evaluating 8 students in the table, and I had a variety of students that were from doctoral degrees to more 2-year degrees that actually can get into the workforce and start participating and contributing to our community. So this was a unique experience in a sense where I saw how much they invested, how much research they did ahead of time, and I could see that they did not just plan for long-term goals, but they had thought it through. So they had their short-term and their more or less medium-term goals that they developed. So you can tell that the students were well prepared for the future.
No, I found it to be very impressive, and I walked away with a sense of pride that Miami-Dade College and Miami Senior High School could partner in such an important project.
This is actually something that it's unique. We haven't rolled it out to other schools. This has been our first, and every year we keep expanding and growing. Miss Garcia, I told her that every year they kind of step it up one more level, and the students really get invested to it. This has been the model for the students, and there is even competition among the students, as you can probably mention, from prior years. They learn because not only they do their project, but we bring the students from the 11th grade to serve as volunteers to participate in their activities, so they get prepared and they get to see what's going to come next if you are part of this program the following year.
How many students participated this time around?
About 270.
270.
2 different days.
Yeah.
An A during and B day. And this is a student-led, student-driven. They have to plan the whole thing.
Wow.
From the food to the decorations to the flowers, everything was done by them. I'm just micromanaging and making sure that it gets done, but they do everything and it's part of their break.
Yeah, but it was amazing. It really was amazing. We're kind of wrapping up, but I wanted to ask, what is the biggest takeaway? What are you most proud of at the end of the day when these projects are done? And you do it once a year, right? And so at the end of every year, what is that you walk away feeling most proud of?
When a student tells me, I didn't know that I could do this, I can do it. I think when you when they see the aha moment, especially a lot of my kids are from this community, and they have certain expectations, and a lot of them come from parents that are low socioeconomically, so they don't have the resources that other kids might have. And when they see that if they put in the work, they can make it, they can do what they need to do. It is amazing. They took the name tags and they said, I'm going to take it to my mom and I'm going to put it in my room because this is going to motivate me. This is what I want to do. So that push and that motivation is such an amazing thing, which is also something that we touch upon the SLS class. Motivation.
Yeah.
Using that motivation to make sure that you get those goals, that you are able to achieve those goals. And the critical thing for me is for them to understand that it's about them, that this is for you and you're going to do whatever you want to do and you need to make it important for yourself.
Yeah, and having that vision is really important because, sometimes like you go to school, but you don't know why you're going to school. Whenever I do a new student orientation, I always say, why are you doing this? And keep that in the back of your mind because when the days get tough and when you don't want to go to class for whatever reason, or when you're having a bad day, you need to know why you're doing what you do. So, well, I love what the two of you are doing. Thank you so much for doing this for our students, for our community, and for joining us here today. So thank you so much. Thank you all for joining us. And any questions, any thoughts, just let us know. And once again, thank you for joining Campus Conversations.